Hello there everyone, Dan Dix here from PressForTruth.tv. Today is Wednesday, September the 5th, 2012, and we have some breaking news coming out of Quebec last night. Of course, the election results are in, and Jean Charest is out. The Parti Québécois have won their minority government, and now, of course, there's an even bigger story, which is now trumping the election story, which is a big story in and of itself. But we now just become aware last night that a man, during the acceptance speech, someone walked in and opened fire and ended up killing somebody in a terrible tragedy that took place there during the speech last night. So we're going to be speaking with Sam Labreer today. How's it going, man?
Good.
And Sam's been a lifelong resident of Quebec. He up until about a couple weeks ago. So I wanted to get your opinion. Obviously, we'll talk a little bit about the shooting, but in your opinion, what do you think the people in Quebec, how do the majority of people in Quebec feel about these election results? And more importantly, what is this going to mean for the people of Quebec?
Well, I think had the shooting not happened, I think there would be far less sympathy for Pauline Marois. I think she's got more sympathy from the Quebec population now with this assassination attempt. Before the assassination attempt, if you had asked me that question, I would have said that there's almost no one in Quebec that's happy with the results of the election. I mean, the PQ, the separatists, they didn't get a majority government, so the separatists, the nationalists, are not happy. Jean Charest is out of his seat. He didn't even get reelected, so I guess some people might be happy about that, but the Federalists, the Liberals, are not happy because the separatists, even though they have a minority government, are in power. So I don't think there's too many people. Maybe the CAQ supporters, the CAQ, the party that holds the balance of power, maybe their supporters are kind of happy, but even them, they didn't get nearly the results they were predicting, so maybe their supporters feel let down. I would say now, though, with the assassination attempt, everyone is kind of more on Marois' side, a little bit more sympathetic to her. So now I think Quebecers, we'll see. I mean, she could squander it all with bad policies, as politicians often do, but we'll see.
Right, and now, as we all recall from not too long ago, it was Charest's draconian Bill 78, which sought to criminalize dissent. What do you think might be the fate of that Bill 78 now that he is no longer has a seat?
That particular bill, I think Pauline Marois campaigned on getting rid of it. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I believe that the PQ will get rid of it. They attacked it quite a lot when Charest put it into place. As for the more broad student strike and the tuition hikes and everything like that, the PQ claims that they're not going to do it, but really, Quebec is so heavily in debt. I don't know how they're not going to do it, so I'll have to see what Marois' plan is, what she announces on this. But the thing is also that they have a minority government, so they can't automatically pass whatever they want. So they need to work with either the Liberals or the CAQ, because I can't call them CAQ, I just can't. But the CAQ, they need to work with either party to get something done.
And for people who might not be familiar with Quebec politics, who is the official opposition then?
So now the Liberals under Jean Charest were the majority government before this election. Now the Liberals have become the opposition, the official opposition. But it's a minority parliament, so the PQ doesn't hold a majority of seats, and so the leader of the Liberals, Jean Charest, he didn't even get reelected, so he's resigned. Now they're going to have an interim leader, and there's a third party called the CAQ, which is kind of it's run by a guy who's a separatist, but claims that he's not a hardcore separatist and would only separate a decade or two from now, and he wants to focus more on more immediate pressing problems. It's kind of a bit of a centrist or maybe slightly right of center for Quebec party run by a guy named François Legault. So it's all a question now of what's the PQ's next move, what's the CAQ's next move. Does the PQ form a coalition with the CAQ, which I don't think will happen? Does the CAQ form a coalition with the Liberals, which I don't think is going to happen? I think it's going to be more of a let's see who I can work with on a bill-by-bill basis. I don't think there's going to be any formal coalitions, but we'll see.
Right. Yeah, well, we'll see. It should be interesting to see how this one plays out. Thanks for talking to us, man. We appreciate your insight on this breaking news. Thanks.
Thank you.
And so obviously there's going to be more information coming in regards to the shooter, I'm sure, in the next day or two. But at this point, I mean, our thoughts and prayers go out to the family members of the victims' family members, and we'll have to pay attention to this one over the next few days to see what comes out of this. But let's just hope they don't use it as an excuse to introduce even more draconian laws for the people of Quebec.
Can I just say one more thing?
Yeah.
It just shows that the gun laws do nothing to keep guns out of the hands of criminals. As we can clearly see, when guns are outlawed, only outlaws have guns, and the old adage has been proven true yet again last night.
That's a good point. You know, the criminals will always find a way to get guns. So there won't be any good people out there with guns, and it'll only be the criminals if they continue to put these bans on firearms here in Canada. So anyways, guys, that's all for today. I want to thank you for tuning in once again, and I'll see you all right back here tomorrow. Take care.